You're going to have to leave. This is a crime scene, and no one other than ourselves, our Reynold Draelus, will be allowed access. The culprit in this crime has already been dealt with. It's just a matter of wrapping up the details. I'd tell you more, but frankly, I don't know who you are, so I'm not sure that I can trust you with that sort of information. We're all talking about the Emperor's murder. We have no Emperor and no heir. That's never happened before. I suppose we should all be worried. Go ahead. Remarkable. Really now, is that... Ugh, that's foul. What? Ugh. What? That's just talk. That's just... Please, get away from me. You can't scare me. No, you do me too much honor. What? Not funny. Not even a little bit. Remarkable. Ugh. Is that... Really now? You're such a charmer. I suppose there's no harm in telling you what happened. Word is bound to get around Bruma anyway. Turns out that Braden Lyrian is a vampire. Or was. If it wasn't for Reynold Draelus, we may never have uncovered the truth. Let me explain. In the last week or so, we've found 2 bodies stashed in shallow graves outside the city walls. The bodies had puncture wounds on their necks. The bodies were those of some beggars who used to wander the streets looking for handouts. Vampire probably thought no one would miss them. Luckily for us, Reynold arrived in town. He said he was a vampire hunter, so we asked for his help. He tracked the vampire to this house. When he entered the place around noon, Braden was sleeping. He was able to slay him at that point. Luckily, Braden's wife wasn't home. Poor thing. She didn't even know her husband was infected. We did a follow-up investigation, and it's true that no one recollects seeing Braden out in the daylight. He's only been spotted at night. I'm afraid there's not much more to tell you, so you can see we really don't need any help, but thanks for the offer. As far as I know, he was a good man. I never saw this coming. But vampires are masters of deception, so I guess it makes sense. I'm impressed. It only took him a day to track the vampire down. I guess that's why he does it for a living. Feel free to question anyone in town. They shouldn't give you too much trouble.
I can't believe this is happening. Please, please, I need your help. My husband was no vampire. Forgive me. I loved my husband dearly, and to lose him this way makes no sense. Anything you can do to help would be wonderful. This is all happening so fast. I came home only just a few hours ago. I found the door open, and my Braden dead. Standing over him was a Dunmer. I screamed and ran out into the street. Some city watch were nearby and heard me, I suppose, as they arrived quickly. I heard the Dunmer identify himself as Reynold Draelus. He said he was a vampire hunter, and that Braden was his mark. The guards seemed to know about Reynold, and after a search of the house, the body of some beggar was found stashed in our basement. The guards sent for Carriers, who is an investigator for crimes here in Bruma. In minutes, Reynold convinced Carriers that Braden was a vampire.
Well, of course it does. It was obviously planted here. Why would he stash a body in his own house? That's ridiculous. And another thing, The guards are making a big deal out of no one seeing Braden out in the daylight. Well, of course that's the case. He works at night and has to sleep during the day. Why does that make him a vampire? It's all that Raynal character. I don't trust him. The thing that bothers me the most is that I swear I've seen him before. Of course, he says he's never been here. Look, there isn't much more to say. Please, help me clear my husband's name. I have no idea where he'd be. Just find him and make him tell you the truth. I swear. I think we're in for some hard times. The death of Uriel Septim and his heirs changes everything. I know I sound desperate, but I know I'm right.
Sorry, I have a lot of work to do. Oh, you're back. Oh, you're back.
Hello.
What can I do for you today? I know I may be out of line by saying this, but I think the city guards may be wrong. It's hard to imagine Braden was a vampire. I could have sworn I saw him outside in the daylight before. Unless he just got that disease very recently, I'd say they were mistaken. When I heard Raynal killed him, I didn't know what to think. But after your visit here, I'm beginning to wonder. I usually don't give out that kind of information, especially to people I don't know. I offer the finest goods and lowest prices in all Cyrodiil. This better be good. I doubt you really... You're full of it. All right, I get it. I usually don't give out that kind of information, especially to people I don't know. All right. Good journey to you. Well met, milady.
What's new with you?
Stop right there, criminal scum! Nobody Oh, it's you.
Say your piece of...
What can I do for you? What a bop. Don't get too close to the prisoners. No touching the locks.
I'm not interested in speaking with you. So, you both tricked me, and now you're here to mock me. Fine, fine. I hope you were happy working with that. I'm sure she tried to con you out of half the money. Can't say I'm sad to hear about Torellius either. Good work.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
I'm glad. Shadow hide. What can I do? I usually don't give out that kind of info. I've got a... Right there. Good journey to you. You too.
You violated the law. Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence. Your stolen goods are... So, any new revelations in your... I'm sure Erlene is very upset. She'll be safe, though. Rainiel has confirmed with us that she isn't infected. Her accusations that Rainiel is lying is not surprising. At this point, she's so upset that she'll say anything to deny what really happened. I suppose if I found out a loved one was something as horrid as a vampire, I'd find any excuse not to believe it either. I'll warn you about one thing. I understand you wanting to help Erlene by checking up on Rainiel. We have it on good authority from officials in a neighboring city that Rainiel is what he says he is. So I'm not sure what you're trying to prove. I am only allowing you to do this investigation, and I use that term very loosely, because Erlene is so distraught. I've heard that Arentus Falvius at the chapel can conjure up creatures. Keep up the good work, I suppose. Excuse me. Sorry, I have a lot of...
Take care.
We're always on duty. Bye.
What do you want? Nords who drink either get friendly or mean. I'm here to deal with a mean one. I was at Olav's earlier, and I ran into this duck. Farewell.
I'm Sirach, Bruma's chapel healer. The chapel has made enemies here in the past. The Nords prefer their dragon Ismir to our father Akatosh. Jantus Brolus is apparently an excellent mage. There's much I can show you. There's much I can show you. Knowledge is power. Take care.
Well met.
Jantus Brolus is apparently an excellent mage.
I've heard he can teach his skills to others for a price. Have you heard any word about the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Take care.
Take care.
Praise Akatosh. Praise the Nine. I'm Arentus Falvius, Primate of Talos, High Priest of Bruma Chapel. Things go from bad to worse nowadays. Priests murdered on the chapel altar. Oh, what next? I'm here to show Bruma's errant Nords the path to the true faith. They must put aside their heathen gods and worship the Nine. He seems to be different than your usual self-proclaimed holy man. I've heard that Jantus Brolus is skilled with both magic and steel. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is the key to success in... I'm willing to teach if you're... There's much I can show you. We'll see. Never happened. Pay attention, and you can learn.
Aye. Well met. I can show you some new things. Good day.
Yes? I was at Olav's earlier, and I ran into this Dunmer named Rainiel Dreles. After a round or two, he told me he... Be seeing you.
Yes? The Fighters Guild is recruiting. Good day.
Yes? You too.
What? What can I... Have a look at my wares. I'm sure there's something to suit you. Be seeing you.
Is there a problem? Truth is, the Legion... Carry on.
What? You too. can I do for you? Take care. Hello? Good morning. What is it now?
Excuse me. Sorry, I have... So, we're all talking about the Emperor's murder. We have no Emperor. Keep up the good work, I suppose.
You don't give out that kind of information. Can I interest you in some of my wares? For you, of course. See, was that hard? Raynill's staying in the last room down the hall upstairs. Here's the key. I always liked Braden and Arlene. They were a nice couple. I hope you get to the bottom of this, because I don't believe he was a vampire either.
What's the latest?
I was at Olaf's earlier. I ran into this dumb
hello.
Rayniel Greyless. After a round or two, he told me he was an honest-to-goodness vampire.
How goes it?
I've been there.
That's too bad.
Two other fighters.
Good night.
We're lucky to have a skilled healer.
What is it?
The Fighters Guild.
He's good. We're lucky to have him.
What is it?
What's the news from the other parts of town?
Darkheart left Skyrim.
I understand
with
David
warriors
is
are traveling
becoming
from
a
Skyrim with
friend
orc
of the
mercenaries to assault the Redoran of Morrowind.
A much more dangerous. The Nords have always been protective of their territory.
Hello! What can I do for you today? Galaborn? That's odd that you should mention that name. Reynold told me that he was the last vampire. Yeah, that's right. Somewhere in Skingrad, I believe. He said he tracked Gelborn down and killed him. That's apparently why the guards trust him so readily. They had gotten word from Skingrad's City Watch about Raynil and his so-called accomplishment. And nothing else I can tell you about him. He comes and goes and doesn't talk to people much. Just look for me if you need anything else. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, you're back. So, any new revelations in your, investigation? Anyone looking for work should consider the Fighters Guild. How do you know about that? Oh, too many people don't know how to keep quiet about official matters. Very well. The Skingrad City Watch informed us that Geliborn was killed by Raynil not too long ago. Geliborn was a vampire as well, obviously. What do you mean you disagree? That's a bold statement. What proof do you have that Geliborn was not a vampire? I don't know what to say. It all makes perfect sense now. Why else would Raynil have removed this journal from the crime scene in Skingrad? I heard no mention of a key either. It must have been removed by Raynil from Braden's body before we arrived. To think that 2 innocent men were killed, and that I'm responsible for one of their deaths, I'm speechless. I will rouse the guard and begin a search for him in the city. Meet me at Olaf's Tap and Tack in 1 hour.
Whatever I can do, anything else I can help with, you just let me know. Just look for me if you need anything else. Anything else I can... I know I may be out of line. When I heard Rainil killed him, I didn't know what to think. The Countess is heart... Geliborn? Yeah, that's a blasted thief. I hope they string him up when they... And nothing else I can tell. The fighter... Just look for me if you need anything. Anything else I've got a room. Right. Just look for me if you need anything else. Hello. Sirrah.
Just before I arrived here, I received a report from one of our scouts watching the roads. Rainil was spotted heading west out of Bruma. The scout tried to follow, but lost him in the mountains. The only cave to the west that comes close to the one described in Geliborn's journal is Boreal Stone Cave. That must be where he's headed. You must get there before he acquires whatever artifact is being kept there and makes his escape. I'm keeping the city guard in Bruma, as Rainil doesn't know we're after him. If he sees a guard, he may panic and run. You're my only hope at the moment. Please, you have my authorization to do everything you can to bring him to justice. If he won't surrender, I think you know what to do. Hurry. I fear you have a day at the most to stop him. If all you say is true, Rainil will answer for Braden's death. Rainil will pay for both crimes. Geliborn was likely another innocent he's slain. I'll make sure Skingrad City Watch hears of this. I can't wait to get my hands on Rainil. He'll become very familiar with Bruma's dungeons, or the end of my blade if he doesn't come. Did you ever hear about the ghost of Lord Vlindrel? Please hurry. Rainil may make a break for the...
Congratulations. I had a feeling you would catch on sooner or later. Leaving that journal behind was a stupid mistake on my part. I saw you enter Olaf's Tap and Tack before I could get there, and I knew that I had to sneak out of Bruma somehow. It was only a matter of time before you or Carius figured it out. No matter. After I've killed you, I won't need my vampire hunter ruse any longer. Certainly not. I'm surprised Carius didn't send the entire city watch up here. But then I would have seen that coming, I suppose. I expected to lay low for a while and then be on my way. So again, I underestimated you. This leaves me with little choice. Either I fight you now and have a chance at freedom, or I surrender and rot in a city dungeon. I prefer the chance for freedom. Yes, I suppose it is. Well then, we've talked enough. Only one of us will walk out of here alive this day. Good luck. You can do? Let's get this over with. What's the matter? Get it! I've fought much.
Die, cur!
You're back. What news do you bring me? I see from your expression that you were successful. I can't wait to get my... Please hurry. Raynal may make a break for the open road at any moment.
I'm really tired. Olga sure can tell a good story. I'm not normally a big fan of bards' tales, but... Shadow hide you.
I was praying for your swift return. What news do you bring? I knew I'd recognized Raynal. I think when I first met Braden many years ago, he introduced me to him. They were part of some sort of brotherhood. They would roam Cyrodiil in search of legendary treasures and the like. The only reason he stopped doing that is because we got married and he wanted to settle down. I'm afraid, thanks to Raynal, that time is lost. Yes, I remember Braden mentioning that name once. He was part of the brotherhood he had created with Raynal. Long ago, I made a promise to Braden. I promised to never reveal to anyone what I'm about to reveal to you now. However, because you've avenged his unjust death, I feel that Braden would understand why I'm breaking that pact. Braden told me about this amulet when they first brought it home from whatever distant land it came from. He never really trusted anyone else in the group, and before he secured the treasure in that cave, he had a special enchantment placed upon it. The magic masks the true identity of the item. All it takes is a simple command word, and the amulet would be restored to its true state. No, he always feared this day would come. He left me knowledge of that word in the event that he died, and I came into possession of the keys. If the other members of Braden's group were still alive, and I on my deathbed, only then would I pass the knowledge on to them. If you'd give me that amulet, I would like to show you what you've recovered. Thank you. I will now speak the word brotherhood. Here is the amulet back. It's as beautiful as it was the day I remember seeing it long ago. I want you to keep it, as I have no use for this anymore. I'm certain that's what I want, and I'm certain that's what Braden would want. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope that the amulet helps keep you safe on whatever roads you may travel. I'm glad he's dead. I know that's a horrible thing to say, but I think you understand. Justice has been done.